This rivalry is commonly referred to as the Battle of the Keystone State. The Philadelphia Flyers and the Pittsburgh Penguins do not like each other. With only 300 miles separating the two teams, the state of Pennsylvania is very split on their two hockey teams. The two teams have played one another 313 times since the 1967 expansion, with the Flyers winning 170 of those games. This may be surprising to hockey fans, seeing that the Penguins have 4 Stanley Cups to the Flyers too. Over the years, the rivalry has shared the reputation of the pretty boys versus the bad boys, due to the Penguins' youth and finesse versus the Flyers' size and aggressiveness. The Flyers may not be known as the goon squad that they once were, but they are still incontestably one of the most physical teams in the NHL. The teams have also had a history of sharing players, which has led to only extra animosity from the fans. Bill Matz from the Bleacher Report went on to explain this best when he said, "Between signing Jaromir Jagr and Max Talbot, the Flyers acquired a Pittsburgh legend and a folk hero, with a combined 3 Stanley Cup titles in Pittsburgh Penguins uniforms." Even though Jaromir Jagr was a huge part of the Penguins' success in the 1990s, Matz would go on to explain the Penguins fans felt obligated to boo him now that he was wearing an orange jersey. This is a true testimony for the fans' hatred between the two teams. But it is not just the fans that hate the other team, it's the players as well. Current players on the Flyers and Penguins like Claude Giroux and Sidney Crosby have gone on record talking about how much the two teams dislike each other. But it's hard to imagine that the two teams would get along nowadays, considering the recent playoff history. In 2008 and 2009, the Flyers would lose to the Penguins in the conference finals. However, in 2012, the Flyers would turn things around and beat the Penguins in the conference quarterfinals. The rosters have surprisingly kept most of their key pieces since 2008, so that has allowed the tension between the two teams and players to grow when they play each other in the regular and postseason. Not even the coaches like each other. Bill Saporito from Time Magazine explains this when he recalls, quote, "Philadelphia and Pittsburgh fans now own that acidic relationship even though they don't have to share the Jersey Shore." The irony is that this year, Flyers coach Peter Laviolette called out the Penguins for being dirty. It's like Vlad the Impaler taunting Attila the Hun for being unsporting, end quote. Between the fans and players and even coaches all disliking each other, it's easy to see how these two teams have formed a rivalry. Whether or not the Penguins and the Flyers have the best rivalry in hockey is a matter of opinion, but there's no denying the excitement for the viewers when these two teams play each other.